This conference will now be recorded.
Hello, everyone. For many of you, in fact, most of you that are receiving this is the first time you'll have ever received a video message from me. I won't say that I'm nervous, but this is the first time I've done this for this large of a group. But I'm coming to you from Northwest Nebraska, from my ranch, just north of Hay Springs, Nebraska. Many of you have heard me at least mention it, talk about it, etc. It's the weekend of the 28th and 29th of March. This should go out Monday. That's when I'm planning to send it out, Monday the 30th of March. So hopefully this finds you well. I hope you're all safe, you're healthy. I hope all of those people around you, your family, your friends, your coworkers are safe as well during this this interesting season that we find our country and our communities in. We've been up here, my wife and I have been up here for about a week. I got up here a week ago yesterday, Saturday. This is actually Sunday afternoon that I'm doing this. I'll be frank, many people didn't want to, my family, friends, etc., didn't want to see us because we were coming from Omaha and they had more cases in Omaha. So we've kind of kept ourselves self-isolated out here, which is fine. Access to the internet, phones, etc. So it's not like we're disconnected from the world. But why am I doing this, folks? Honestly, it was most of you will receive or have been receiving my retirement newsletters the middle of the month, and then my lifestyle newsletter around the 25th. So that should have come out already this month. I stopped those. You'll still have access to them. Within the content of this email, I'll give you my website, where to find them. In fact, I'm going to walk you through that here in a little bit. But you'll still have access to the retirement newsletter and the lifestyles newsletter if you like to get those. I'll be honest with you, the retirement newsletter that came out the 15th of March, I don't have control over that. It's a marketing system I use. I think most of you know that. I have no control over the content, and I was frustrated because it just sounded tone deaf to what's going on in the in our communities, in our world. And I wanted these messages to be more personal, more relatable, and I think more to the point of, we're in an ugly season right now. The economic situation is certainly uncertain. I have great confidence that we will come out of this very strong. I do think we're going to change a lot of the things we're doing internationally, that we won't be as dependent as we have become on other countries for certain vital things, namely medicines and medical supplies from certain countries outside of our borders. I think that's been crazy. And I think this will be a positive thing to move us back in a direction of being more self-sustaining for those purposes. But I started a new program, educational program that I'm in. It's called the Circle of Wealth. Some of the materials I'm going to be showing you here come from that. One of the big things that Don Blanton, who's the founder of this organization and of this system, just stresses to us. And I was in a class with him the first week of March, and I've known Don a couple of times, or I met him several times before that. Real notable individual in my industry. But he talks about, folks, doesn't matter what season you're in, what's going on economically, it's all about having access to capital, not subject to downturns in the market. And so he, those 2 days, the 4th and 5th of March, he really just went over and over and over again the emphasis of that. And so what I want you to do right now is just pause this video link. There's another link that I've added to this email, and it goes to a video. It's right off my website, and it's Private Reserve Strategy. And I want you to stop listening to me here, watching me here, and go to that and watch it. It's about a 12 to 14 minute, maybe 15-minute video. To me, it really lays out the importance of having a private reserve strategy. And then when you come back, I'm going to show you I'm going to illustrate what this can look like for you. Okay, so go ahead and pause me. Go watch that private reserve strategy. When you're done, come back and then hit this again, and we'll continue. Okay, what I'm going to do now, I'm assuming you've come back, I'm going to share my screen. And what you're seeing here, yeah, it's my desktop, and yeah, it's cluttered. Looks like a bunch of mess of trees. It's honestly, I'm facing north right now out of my office here in my ranch, and that's north, going that direction. And there's a big shelter belt of trees that go along the road that runs north, and that is the shelter belt. There's a path down through that, and I grew up walking up and down that path as a kid. So what I want to show you is what this private reserve strategy can look like. Okay, what I'm going to show you is an actual case. I'm not going to get into, well, certainly not going to mention whose product this is. Let me just say that this is a business owner's private reserve strategy that I have set up with him. And I want to point out a couple things. It is an insurance policy. Okay, some of you just folded your arms and said, "Don't want to talk about an insurance policy." Okay, please keep your mind open to these type of strategies. Whether they're a good fit for you is, that's a different conversation. It may not be a good fit for you, but it may be a good fit. Please keep your mind open to that. So here's what I'm showing. I'm not going to illustrate, what the insurance company is or what the actual product type is. That's irrelevant to this conversation. But what I have my assistant do, my daughter Amanda, is every month, right around the 15th, she goes onto these websites and tracks the accumulation value, or where these accounts are at as they're continuing to grow and be fed. And so you're seeing that. I'll explain this missed right here. That is, we also just missed, we forgot to put those numbers in there. So somewhere in between 43,625 and a little over 44,000 is what that number would have been, probably in the 43, 900 range, 800 range. Here's what I want to point out. This individual, again, a business owner, took a $30,000 loan off of this account. Not out of it. The loan is collateralized against the accumulation account of this strategy. Look what the accumulation value is still doing, though. Even though we've got a $30,000 loan against it, and this business owner is paying it back, but look at the accumulation value. What does it do? It continues to go up, even though there's a loan capitalized against it. Okay. Now, here in April, because this was done in August, here in April, there was an $810 interest payment that was made. This business owner elected not to pay that from a separate account. He allowed that to come right out of the value of this account. So there you see it actually went down from March 2019 to April 2019, and part of that is because of that interest payment came out of it. If you were to have made that payment as a completely separate payment, this would not have gone down. Okay. Then in August of last year, 2019, he took another $15,000 loan off of this. Again, look what's happening to this account. It is continuing to grow. The mechanics of that, I'm not going to get into here. Would this be a strategy appropriate in your situation? That's a different conversation as well, and not what I'm going to get into here. But if this is something you're interested in getting into, please reach out to me and we can walk through what a strategy like this could look like. Okay, the private reserve strategy, the video that you should have watched before you came back to this, details that. I just want to give you an actual real world example of one of my clients that's doing this. Okay, now let me take you very quickly and then I'll go ahead and end this video. I don't want it to be too long. And this is going to my website. Okay, let's go to the, in fact, let's start from scratch here. Let's say you're just going to my website. Again, I'll have a link here. I'll have the link in the email taking you to that. But here's my website. My son-in-law actually runs this for me. But here's where so it's just tagfinancialsolutions.com. That's all you got to do. Click on the newsletters, or that's all you got to type in. Forget the www anymore. Web browsers reconcile that for you. So you go to the newsletters, and right there you see the retirement newsletter. All you got to do is go right here, click. It'll bring up the actual retirement newsletter. That's the one that came out the 15th of March or so. That's the one that I said, you know, I'm going to start doing something different here because I didn't like the format there. The lifestyles, just because of the timing, I had set that up, even though it's been out there for a while, and that would have normally gone out on or around the 25th. That's where it goes. In another email, I'll say about when those newsletters are going to come on. I'm not going to be emailing you. And again, that's my intent is to stop sending those out automatically. Okay. Now, let's say you want to. Here's some of the other videos that I am going to be going through in future. Let's go back in future sessions. Okay. So again, right here's the front page of my website. You click on the videos. A lot of other videos in here, but I'm going to show you where to go, because this is where's the second page of videos. And this is where I'm going to fresh. There, next. Click the next button, Todd. Okay, so here are all the videos that I have on my website, Proof They're Buying Compliance Office, and this is from Don's Circle of Wealth program. Here are ones I'm going to be going over with you. But if you don't want to wait for another email like this, go ahead and watch these as you want. But you know, retirement, are you ready? Qualified plans, your Circle of Wealth, mortgages. You know, Don talks about that, you know, no, we're not in the financial services industry, or, you know, we are, but that's not our business. We're not in the life insurance business. We are in the belief changing business, and that really stuck with me as well. Mortgages was something that his discussion on mortgages really opened my eyes to a number of things of how I'm paying off my mortgages or not, and that's a different conversation. But club versus swing, I'm not a big golf guy. But Don talks, it's a neat conversation. You know, if you had a choice, if you had the ability to either get the clubs, let's say Tiger Woods, would you prefer to have his winning set of clubs, golf clubs, or would you want to have his swing, his actual technique? I think most people would agree you'd want the swing, you'd want the strategy of how he actually employs those clubs. Right there's the private reserve strategy. Of the link of the video that you should have seen. And again, how do you get to these? You go to that video link, and all you got to do is go right down here and click on this read more, and then that takes you right to the video link. Boom, you click that button, and there you are. So that's probably good for this particular message. I hope, again, this finds you all well. Please reach out to me. I've not heard anybody that has contracted this virus. If you have, I'd love to hear from you how you're doing. If there's anything I can do, if there's anything here that sparks your interest, you want to talk about it, please feel free to reach out to me. I'm also going to have my booking link on this email. So if you want to schedule a quick call with me, and I know that I'm going to be dedicated to that appointment on my calendar, go ahead and do that, because that will put you right onto my calendar. I am in Mountain Time Zone here. The calendar system reconciles that. I'm normally, when I'm in my office there in La Vista, Nebraska, that's Central Time Zone. But I work with folks and talk with folks all over the entire country, all 4 time zones. So again, hope all is well. Appreciate your patience with me on this video. I'll try to be a little cleaner in future ones, but until next time. Godspeed and take care.